To be honest here, right? It's the only way this works. So we have two wires supporting this tower. Those are often called guy wires, just so you know. Right, same thing. So we want the first order of business is to calculate this angle up here. Okay, so you should notice that this angle right here is paired up with that side right there, right? They're opposite to each other. So you have a pair. This is definitely sine law, right? So we're going to go sine of 10 over 2.05. And since this side is across that angle, that's perfect. I can go straight ahead and just figure that out, sine of A. So that's my initial setup. I'd say if you have this set up, you get 1 mark already, if it's exactly like this. Okay? And then sine of A, right, you cross multiply and divide like that. So 3.7 times sine of 10 divided by 2.05. If you run that through your calculator, you get this. Right? And so angle A is found by taking the inverse of that. Angle A gives you 18.27 degrees. You get 2 marks if you have that answer and you show me work, right? That'd be 2 out of 2. So I would say setup would be 1, and all the work followed by the correct answer would be another 1. Yeah. 18.6? You got? 0.26. That'd be a rounding, so just an R. Just put an R there somewhere, and then you take off half later on. I count those halves. Right? If you forgot, right? Units, notation, right? So notation would be something like you completely not even showing the sine inverse. You just go from here and then voila, the answer just shows up there. I would say that's a notation error, right? You got to show me how you did the work. And then calculate the length of wire B. So this wire right here. Before I do that, I need angle B, right? So 180 minus the 10 minus the 18.27. That gives you 151.73 degrees. That would be a 1 marker for the province if you do that, right? That is this angle right here, right? And which is across this side right here. Okay. So you have that always in pairs, right? You always work in pairs. So I'm going to start with the pair I already knew right from the get-go. And I'm going to say, hey, I have the angle across from the side that I'm trying to find. And in this case, you cross multiply and divide like that. No need to take the inverse, right? You're not finding an angle. That'd be sine of 10, right? So B is equal to 5.59 meters. So 1 mark for the 151, 1 mark for the correct setup, and 1 mark for the work and the correct answer in this case. Okay, so that's how that works. Moving on. Again, wires, right? 2 wires supporting a pole or an antenna, right? Calculate the angle of elevation. That should mean something to you, right? Of the wire to the left. So this is the angle that they're after. We can call that A. You put a letter there, X, whatever you want to call it. But remember, angle of elevation, depression, it's coming your way, guys. ACs, I'm going to test you on, do you know the difference? It's always between the horizontal. In this case, it's elevation, so it'll be there. If it's depression, it'll be going down like that, always with respect to a horizontal line. So here we go. You have your pair. the title of this gave it away. I don't know if you saw sine law AC number 2, right? So pair sine law, but that won't always be like that, so don't get too comfortable. There's my pair sine law. So perfect. I have the side across the angle I'm trying to find. So sine of 36 over 4.7. That's sine of A over 6. Yeah, that's 6. 1 mark for that. I will give you 1 mark for that setup. And then a sine of A, right? Make sure you write down the variable. 6 times that divided by 4.7. And you should have recognized this. I don't think I changed. I might have changed something. This gives you 0.7503, and that keeps going. Yeah. And so angle A is the inverse of that. Okay. And so that is 48.62. I think it's exactly the same as you got yesterday when you worked through this question, right? So why are there 3 marks, you might ask? I think in this case, I'll give you 1 mark here for the intermediate step. Like I'll give you 1 mark for that, and then 1 more mark for actually showing the inverse. So if you got that right answer and you have all the steps, 3 out of 3, no questions asked there. If you forgot your degree sign, minus half, right? U. I would put a U there, and then later when I subtract, I would just take off half for a U, half for an R, right? Calculate how high up the flagpole the wire is attached to. So they're actually asking for this line here, which makes a 90, right? So this would be our height. That's what they're asking. So I strongly encourage you to just cut it like that. In this case, it doesn't matter which side you use. This is 4.7. This is 48. You know what? I'm going to use this side. Why am I going to use that side? Because that 36 is given to me, and the 6 is right there. So I can find the height there, right? This is information given, so I would tend to go with that one in case you made a mistake here, right? So this is your pair. Sine of 90 over 6, sine of 36 over h. And there we go, 6 times sine of 36 divided by sine of 90, which is 1, right? And you get 3.53 meters for that. Yeah. You use SOHCAHTOA, right? That's okay. That's still correct, yeah. 3 exactly? Did you use 48 as your angle? Like a whole? Did you use this side or that side? I used this side? No. This? And you got 3? Yeah. But you have the same setup, right? Oh, sorry. Let's do this again. 3.526, which would be 3.53. So you only have 3? Yeah. Let's put a rounding error on that because you showed me all the work. Okay, we're good. So this page, what are we at? 2 and 3 is 5, 3 and 2 is another 5, so 10. 10 marks for this page. So if you didn't do it, you need to review, okay? Next, Charles purchased a Toyota Tacoma for $1. Hey, that's a good dad right there. The book value is $12,500. To pass safety, you need to buy tires. You need to repair the rust on the rocker panels. And the shop charges $95 an hour for 6 hours to repair all of that. And there's a safety cost. Okay. best thing is to find your parts and labor, which I kind of walk you through it. I don't know if you noticed that, but don't get too comfortable with that, but it makes it easier to mark. So parts and labor, I would say you have to pay the $1,400 plus the $2,300 plus 6 hours times 95, right? So that gives me, does it say before taxes? It does say before taxes. So 570, and this gives you 4,270. 2 marks for that. Wow, right? Calculate the total purchase price, including parts and labor and safety. Too many ands there, right? Anyways, it just works better that way. So this is a used private scenario. So you pay $1, and then you pay taxes, obviously, on, right, on the 12,500 on the book value. I forgot how I do the formula. Is it safety first? It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. That would be my safety, just GST only. Then it's the 4,270. That one gets taxed 12%. And there's no lien. So plus 0. Can I do that? Yeah, I can. Okay. Let's do another plus another 0 just in case. Not that funny, right? 875. And this gives you 78.75. And this gives you 47.82.40. And here it is, 57.37.15. 3 marks. Why 3 marks? Let me see here. I would say this is how I would go on this one. If you didn't do the 7% on the book value, I would go -1. If you didn't do the 5% on the GST, I would go on the safety. Sorry, GST on the safety, I would go -1 as well. And so basically, if you have the rest, you still get 1 out of 3, right? So if you have this number, 3 out of 3, no worries, right? Just make sure you have a $sign in front of your final answer. And don't do this, right? That would be a -1 because you have applied all the applicable taxes already, okay? Okay, so just go buy bread. If you buy bread, milk, eggs, meat, you're gonna pay 0 taxes on that. No taxes on those things. So some items are not taxed or just taxed partially. Justify why Charles should consider purchasing a new truck instead. Lower maintenance costs. And it doesn't say car has warranties, right? Car has warranty or something like that. You can say it's safer, has the latest safety features. You can say you can customize it, right? Like anything that we've talked about, that works. 1 mark for that. Bonus, you ready for that? How far away from the tower, calculate how far away from the tower the wires are attached to the ground in question 1. Oh boy. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do here. This is the tower. Both wires are attached to the same point down here, right? Both wires meet here. So I'm just going to take the one I found, which is 5.59. meters. It makes a 90 here, right? I know that this angle at the top here is 1827. I feel like this angle at the top here with the pink wire, I'm talking about the pink one, right, is 1827. That one up here. So I'm going to come back here and just put that in there, 1827. So you have a pair here, and this will allow you to find, because that's what I'm really asking for, how far from the base of the tower are the wires attached. So sine of 90 over 5.59, sine of 1827 over x. And let's go dot, dot, dot for the work. I'm just assuming you have that, and that is your answer, 1.75. If you did it using that other wire, it can be done, and I'm assuming your answer will be slightly different. If it's just slightly different, then I'm fine. So we'll give you +2 if you get the right answer, everything with work and all. +2. 1 second, I'll answer questions right away. So 2 and 3, that's 5, and another one. So this page is technically 6, but you may have scored extra bonus marks, right? And then you add it to your total. So 6 and 10, right? 6 and 10, that adds up to 16. Yay, it actually matches what I put up there. Doesn't always pan out like that.